My MVP has got to be Case Keenum. And it could be a lot of people in that game, but the most impressive to me was Keenum because he did it when it counted. Was it a perfect game? No, but the far sideline, deep corner throw, the catch, put it in a perfect spot for Diggs. Everybody's making it about Diggs, but Keenum had to step up and make that play and execute, and everybody knew it was coming. The Saints knew what was up, and he stepped up in a big way, stealing his 4th game-winning drive of the season. It wasn't perfect, no, he had an interception, but he outdueled ultimately Drew Brees, shot for shot, in the final 4 minutes of the game when there were 4 lead changes. And he is now 4-1 against top 10 defenses this season, and he's pretty hype about it. Take a look. He's a rock star. That's an MVP.
That's great stuff.
That's great stuff. Here we are. It's the morning.
It's my favorite moment, yeah.
It's really cool. My MVP is the same guy who was the MVP of the 2012 Beef O'Brady's Bowl, and that's Blake Bortles. He's got another MVP for me. You know, last week after he had that odd game with more rushing yards and passing yards, he said afterwards he tried to spin it. He said, you know, sometimes as a pitcher, when your fastball's not there, you got to work your curveball and everything. And while I appreciate the analogy, it's like, Blake, we need the fastball. It's the playoffs. Well, he went into Heinz Field and he had the fastball. He's painting corners. There's movement on it. As much as I liked how they started the game early, with him throwing inexplicably, and it worked, it was late. It was late in the game when, as the Steelers made their run NBA style, Blake Bortles stared them down. 4th quarter, he was 5 of 6, 120 yards, and a touchdown. I've said for months on the show, you guys are probably getting sick of me saying it, there's going to be a 3rd and 9 in the playoffs. Yeah. We're going to find out if Blake Bortles can do it. Fournette and defense are great. You can't get to the title game in the Super Bowl with Fournette and defense. Eventually, you can't hide a quarterback. They didn't hide him. They said, this is our guy. We're going to ride him, and he delivered. I was impressed, really impressed.
I think all year the storyline with both those teams, Vikings and the Jaguars, was but the quarterback, and to have them both as the MVPs of the divisional round game says so much about their play. Okay, you're right. Case Keenum, I mean, he had to go blow for blow with Drew Brees, and he matched him every single time, including the play of not only the season, maybe the play of the franchise history.
I was just looking at a post from Stephon Diggs, and he just put case closed. That's it.
Is the case closed?
If the case isn't closed on Bortles, though, the question for me in that matchup, it all revolves around Blake Bortles and whether or not he shows up. And he might hate that criticism, but he's going to have to take it and deal with it and prove everybody wrong yet again. It'll probably work to his advantage.
Okay, you're 100% right. You're sitting here praising him, giving him the game ball. I don't know how Blake Bortles is going to play next week. No one does.
Right,
and it was so bad and then so good. I can't say he's going to be bad, but I definitely can't say he's going to be great. None of us can. We don't know how he's going to show up.
Beef O'Brady Bowl? There's
2012 Beef O'Brady's
Brady's
MVP.
an interesting word this week.
Ooh,
he's going to beef with Brady.
I love that.
I can eat rolling peas.